Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, with my amazing co-host, Jojo. How you doing today, Jojo?
I'm doing great. Weird to be here on a Wednesday, not talking about an eviction, but I'm happy to
Yeah.
do it.
I mean, it does feel a little bit different.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, though. We love having you no matter what. We want to
Oh,
hear what you've got to say. So this is episode 24. We are past the halfway mark. We have less than 1 month left. Actually, 21 days. Or is it 29 that it ends on?
I think
28
20.
days left. Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Which is like, oh, sorry. Sophie's here. Thinks that is Tyra and Timberlake. Yes. Is that our new duo
Hey,
name?
I'll take it.
TNT, Tyra and
TNT.
Timberlake. Yes. Hi, Sophie. Thanks for joining us.
TNT.
So we start off this episode with Claire, keeping the nominations the same. We knew that she was going to do that. What do you think in general about Claire's decision to not use this anonymous power to do something different than Tiffany was planning on doing? Tiffany was the original head of household that Claire was able to overturn, but she was also best friends with Tiffany. So what do you think about Claire's decision?
I mean, Claire's not in the know, right? We're like we can comment all we want about what she should have done, that she should have taken the reins and made a big move for herself. I think in her opinion, it's still too soon. She thinks that her and Tiffany are solid. She's solid with Azza. She's solid with Hannah. She feels like there's a little bit more protection there for her than there actually is. So, and even going into next week, there will still have Kai Lind as a potential house target. So in her mind, that's what she's thinking.
Fair, fair, fair.
What I've loved to see her say like Kylan and Derek X and try and
F.
Derek F and try and like really push for Xavier or Kylan to go this week. Yeah, I would have loved it. But I
I
think
mean,
she didn't want to disrupt Tiffany. And I think
absolutely.
that shows
Well,
how
this
powerful of a player Tiffany is.
Well, this was what kind of frustrates me. It's like, of course, I understand that in her position, she's best friends with Tiffany. They've been strategizing everything together. She doesn't know about the cookout. So I totally get not necessarily wanting to overturn your friend's head of household. But she says multiple times in this episode, and even in previous episodes, that all she wants is to have a little bit of power to be able to do something with it.
Yeah.
I think that Tiffany would forgiven her if she
Yeah,
made
I
a move for her
absolutely
own
agree.
personal game.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, Tiffany's playing for the six right now, but it's in probably Tiffany's best interest for Claire to do something in Claire's best interest for Tiffany later down the road, because she wants Xavier gone. Or by casualty, it would be Kylan that goes out. And these are two people that could potentially be taking out Tiffany. So I wish, with her having so many of these confessionals being like, I just want some power. I want to do something. I want to shake this game up. And as soon as she gets some power, she leaves it exactly the same. And I just wish that it wasn't that.
I mean, I don't think the BB Bucks helped this week. I do think that Claire saw it as in Tiffany, Hannah, and Claire were in trouble. America was giving them more money, like trying to give them a little more power. And I do think that Claire probably thinks taking out Sarah Beth's a good idea for my game, because that's a notch on my belt. Taking out someone that took out Derek X, a power player in her mind.
But she knows that Sarah Beth wasn't coming for her right now.
Yeah.
She knows that. She doesn't know that about anybody. She just spent 2 weeks on the block. That means she's doing something wrong, and Tiffany has not seen the block yet.
Yes.
So I really am disappointed with the fact that she was like, hey man, I love this girl, but I'm also playing for myself to win this game.
Yeah.
And I need to change these nominations to something that's going to suit me, so I don't end up on the block next week if Tiffany's not head of household.
Yeah.
And even if she is head of household, we know this, she doesn't, but she still very easily could be sent home. Hi, Dolores. I'm glad that we're your favorite duo. Thanks, girl.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
B Bean's here too.
B-Bean.
Thank you, B Bean. And see, Dolores agrees with me. Claire Bear, what a disappointment. It's just really sad, especially hearing what she's saying in the diary room. It's like, okay, do
Then do it.
something. Do
Do it.
something then, instead of having remorse of not doing anything when you had an opportunity. Long time no see, B Bean, / literally an hour and 5 minutes ago. We were online together. Thanks for being here as well. Are you going to be on the challenge in an hour and a half? My Saturday nights with B Bean. Everybody's saying hi to B Bean and Dolores. Did Hannah call SB Sketch B? Yes, Sketch B was the name that was uttered by Miss Hannah at the end of this episode. Absolutely. Yep. The challenge podcast will be at 10:30 or so, depending on if I finish the episode in time. So as soon as I finish the episode, after I finish this podcast, I will be doing the challenge with my girls, Fanta and Michelle.
Oh, yes.
Dolores says, exactly. She got what she's been asking for. Claire knows better. This girl knows better. Just disappointed. And I'm with you here, Dolores. She keeps on talking about her knowing better, and I shouldn't do this. And maybe if somebody uses the veto, then I can put up somebody that's going to be better for my game, and maybe not think about Tiffany's game more than my own. It's like
first round would have been great to. And even come up with an excuse saying I had to change the nominees in the Coin of Destiny. It make up a lie about it, whatever.
Well, or put up maybe who you think that Big D might have put up, and lie and pretend it's Big D that won it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Something. Just be oh my God, I didn't win it. I thought you won it, or something like that. I mean, she really could have done something really interesting. I mean, if it was Big D and Kylan up there. I guess we couldn't blame it on Big D then if you put him up on the block, but
she could have blamed it on Alyssa, or I guess not Alyssa either. That's the other thing, that people were so honest about what their totals were and what was happening with their totals.
So yeah, they would have known for sure. Who else could she have put up? Nobody really. So she'd have to put up Big D. She'd have to be sorry, I just needed to get one of those guys out. I know that they're coming for me. I know they might not be coming for you, and Sarah Beth is somebody that's dangerous for your game, but this is the first time I've had any power. You get to play head of household next week, so I need to do something good for my game when I don't have any protection, which is something I wish that she just thought about that. She doesn't have any protection next week at all.
She was talking about wanting to make a move. She's I really have to start making some moves, and I'm well, Claire, that was your time. Queen of Destiny was your opening act for your exciting one.
Ooh. NSFW has one in 30 minutes. Oh, about the challenge. No, Dolores. Me. Us. In an hour. Oops. Where am I going?
Uh-oh.
All right. You forgot to snap your fingers when I said, let's do this. Let's do this. Is that how you do it? Who says this? Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's. We could do the Hey Lucius. Have you seen
Let's do this. Yes, I saw them doing Hey Lucius this week when they're playing volleyball. I guess I haven't been watching the whole feed. So what is the background to that song?
So while the movie was happening, Alyssa, Big D, Tiff, Azza, and Claire created this amazing song. I was cackling watching it. Them rehearsing it was really funny, but the dance itself was really cute. And then Tiff came up with a Hey Lucius. And just the way she would say it. Google it. Whoever is watching this, go on Twitter, anywhere, you can find it. It is so good. And just their dancing is really good. It's just really cute. And then they did it for Xavier. She was just Hey Lucius. And it's just the inflection. And even Big D is laughing, so you know it's funny. Even he is laughing at Tiffany.
Okay, when I saw it, I didn't get the joke because they were just doing it after. So I was like, okay, what's this song? And somebody, I think it might have even been BB mentioned it, and I hadn't seen it. So
Oh, I
now
love
it's
that.
all makes sense now.
So cute.
Dolores will catch the recap of the challenge tomorrow. I will watch it tomorrow. I love Chantele. Yes, and your pal, my gal pals.
Yeah.
Yay! I mean, they're really fun to talk the challenge about. What I love talking about the challenge with them is because they know it so well. Like when people know the challenge as well as I know it, it's just fun because like they reference things and I'm like, I get the reference. I reference things. They get the reference. Like they're so in it. So it's just really fun to really go deep on the challenge. I was watching another challenge podcast recently and they'd never watched it before. And I was just kind of like, I can't watch this personally because like it doesn't work for me. What I love about the challenge is people that are the fans of the show, they're so in it as well. And it's just, it's a different environment. So for it to be my first season watching it and then being podcasting about it, I can't even watch that. I can't relate.
Yeah, they should go back and watch a couple more.
Yes.
Let's be real.
Definitely. Claire should never have revealed that she won it. I mean, it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think these twists once again, they've been a real big disappointment. Flop.
Exactly. Flop. Who does not know that Claire is secret HOH? I think all the cookout knows, to be honest. So the only person I think that doesn't know would be maybe Alyssa and Sarah Beth.
And even they probably know at this point.
Big D and Xavier.
Thailand. Boom, men out.
Boom, men out. Oh yeah, boom, men out. That's what you want to, put them on. Boom, men out. Let's do this.
Get out of there.
Yes, get them out of here. Did I just see 2 snaps in a Z formation? Yes, you did. What was that from? What's that from?
Oh, Legally Blonde?
Is it? Oh, no, that's a bend and snap though, isn't it?
Oh, right.
2 snaps. It's like Tu Wong Fu, maybe, or like I feel like it's a drag queen movie, or like
it just comes naturally.
Oh no! I got it. It is from In Living Color.
Okay.
When they played like they're playing as the very very gay men doing like reviews, I believe. And it's like Marlon Wayans and he's dressed in like shiny Hispanic stuff and he's like 2 snaps and a I can't remember how it goes.
2 snaps and a something. I was like, Fly Girls?
Maybe it is in a Z formation. Maybe that's what he says. Dead though. Thank you for that reference. Even if it's not that, I want to be referencing In Living Color because like I love that show.
Sam.
Hi Sam. Thanks for being here. How did you enjoy the episode? Yeah, it is In Living Color. Yes. Dolores, I got it. Oh my God, that's actually very exciting to me. I used to watch In Living Color with my mom and my brother every night that it was on. And like, I wanted to be a fly girl because I was a dancer at that time. And I was like, the fly girls are so cool. And this show is so funny. Like, I totally watched that show. So I am going to be doing this from now on.
Aggression.
Yes. So funny. Yes, the Wayans brothers. Yes. There's no L. It's Wayans, I believe. But yes, I loved them. They should do a reboot of In Living Color. Do we ever really like reboots? Do we? I don't know if we like reboots. Like, did you watch Fuller House? I didn't watch Fuller House.
No.
Do you watch the new Turner and Hooch? I'm not going to watch the new Turner and Hooch.
Hell no.
Like Laverne and Shirley? Nah, no thanks.
No.
Magnum PI? It just, original. I can't. They were good at the time.
Miami Vice even was one.
Miami Vice.
They're better for movies, I think. I think that a reboot of a movie is a little bit more successful than a series. Personally.
Yeah, because the charm that it has doesn't usually hold up to, 10, 15, 20 years later. It's kind of like, it's just the humor is not the same. The audience isn't the same.
Saved by the Bell, another example.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, I love that show too, of course. Homie the Clown. Oh my God, should we do Like, if we ever have any time, a rewatch of In Living Color.
The color. That would be fun. How many seasons were there though?
I don't have
Like 5?
there's probably like not that many compared to like
No?
what
I guess
could happen. Um, Homie the Clown, Homie don't play that. Will Smith is rebooting Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, I'm not really feeling
Why?
that. I'm not really feeling that, and I want like original Aunt Viv. Fantasy Island. I haven't
Ooh.
watched it either, but like, do we need it? Dallas. I don't know. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Like
Dynasty was another one.
90210. No, it
No,
was.
none of
They're
them.
all just don't work for me. Even I mean, I didn't watch it, and maybe it did work, but Degrassi. I'm just
I didn't
like,
watch it either.
I watched the original,
Oh
so I
yes, of
loved
course.
it, but I never
Yeah.
watched any of like the new Degrassi stuff. It was a hit though, so I'd say that would be one that worked because people can relate to being a teenager the whole time, like
Sure.
anytime. Fantasy Light is produced and run by women. Okay, I'll take a peek at it. I just don't know what the concept is, and I don't know if I care. Chantel's right. Those old jokes would not pass today. Absolutely, it would be probably too offensive.
Yeah.
Like we're a lot more sensitive in what we allow for comedic purposes. So I just don't think it would work. Like even them dressing up as gay men, I don't know if that would be well received nowadays. You know.
I'd be okay with it, depending what they're
I
wearing.
mean, I would be, but I could totally also see a lot of other people being
Yeah.
like, you're objectifying a culture and like I can hear that narrative.
Yep.
Absolutely. 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's probably only like 13 episodes, not like 20 something that they do now.
Yeah.
So, Chantel, I'm getting a tiny hint that you're anti-reboot. How'd you figure that one? How'd you figure that one? I love the originals though, and I'm always just like, reboot, it's gonna suck. I don't want to watch it. It's just gonna be bad. But back to our regular programming
Yeah.
here, back to this episode. So Claire comes into the room with Hannah and Tiffany into the head of household room. They're trying to help Tiffany move out. She basically got to be in the head of household room for 24 hours. She really
Perfect.
moved in, and then
That's
she had
all
to.
you need. That's it. I'd be like, perfect, great. I get to compete next week too. Amazing. Safety, perfect.
What would have been nice though is if she could keep like Lemonade. It seemed like everybody was very excited by her music choice,
Oh,
and
well, I was gonna, for a second, I was picturing actual lemonade. I'm like, well, she took a bunch of her cookies and food and snuck it downstairs.
I was like, what are you talking about? I thought you were giving me the tea that she like snuck out like the MP3 and like she's been listening to it.
I
No,
wish.
you didn't get what I was talking about, but that's okay. That's okay. So
Embarrassing.
Tiffany decides that she wants for Claire to be absolved of anybody thinking it's her that is the secret HOH, and that she wants to take all the blame for it. And Claire is kind of like, wait, so I'm making this move for Tiffany and I get no perks out of it. Like nobody's going to know that it was me. And Tiffany doesn't want people, like especially Sarah Beth, to be pitching anything to Claire, giving her no reason to be talking to Claire about strategy, which is smart on Tiffany's part, of course. But it's frustrating for somebody that wants Claire to make a move or like do something here.
Yeah, I think if Alyssa is the next one to go, I actually don't think Claire's in the worst spot. I don't think being number 7 to the 6th alliance is the worst thing. I think it's very clear what's happening at that point. She'll be able to say, especially if someone like Big D or X win the next head of household and they say welcome to the cookout when they put both of them up, I think it's not the worst scenario to be number 7 out of the alliance, because you can say, listen, drag me to 5, drag me to 4. There's so many smaller chances for you to win your own safety and make it a little bit farther and to kick out some competition. At this point, though, this is when I want the cookout women to go to Claire and say, hey, let's do this. This is what's been happening. Own up to it. And it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I'm like, I would love it to happen, but it's not going to happen. I mean, what Claire could do when she figures things out at 7, she could be like, if I'm sitting beside you, you win no matter what.
Hands down. Yeah.
And that is very powerful because one person on the block with the cookout is they get the 5 votes. That's 5
Yeah.
people that would be voting for that person, most likely, unless they're really burned about the fact that Claire was still in the game. But I think that she could use that leverage because, like, okay, 7, 6, it's fine, guys. Like, you guys did an amazing job getting yourself as far as you could go. And I would like to see a little bit of gameplay now
Yeah.
instead of just like a steamroll. Just a little bit.
Yep. I hear
Just a
you.
little bit. So Claire, as I said, is not getting full credit for this move, which I'm like, exactly, Claire, because it's not good for you.
Open your eyes.
Yes, it's not good for you. We see SB and Kylan talking, and SB's really defeated and deflated, and even anonymously, people don't like us, and we're not likable, and she was being pretty down in the dumps. And I feel bad for Kylan because he knows that it actually has nothing. Well, not nothing, but it doesn't have to do with that necessarily. It is the fact that she is not in the cookout and
Yeah.
he is, and this is just what the plan is. Because even if the cookout didn't exist and Tiffany wanted to take out Sarah Beth, he probably wouldn't have put up Kylan necessarily if this whole cookout plan wasn't going down. So I feel bad for Sarah Beth thinking that like she's just really completely disliked, and it's not the full truth.
No. I mean, at the same time, like she'll once this is all finished, she can really look and analyze what was actually happening in the game and
Yeah.
have a little bit more composure from it in that sense. But I don't know. I truly think that Sarah Beth is a dead woman walking.
Dead women walking, like really dead women walking.
Yeah.
So they pick players for the veto competition. So because it's unusual circumstances with having a third nominee, and you don't want to reveal the secret head of household, everybody's name goes into the chip bag, and the 3 nominees each choose a person at random draw. So the people chosen, Xavier chooses Alyssa, which they're very excited by. It seems like Alyssa gets chosen often. Sarah Beth chooses Claire, which she's like hoping that it's maybe Big D because she thinks she can beat Big D, but she got Claire. And Kylan gets Hannah. So Hannah is going to be playing in this veto competition.
Tiff has still not played on a veto.
Oh, wow.
Not in a single veto competition.
Well, I mean, she should be like, don't be praying for that because she might be playing when she has
to win it.
When she has to win it. So Claire is maybe hoping to win the power of veto so she can make a move. Right? It's so annoying because she's thinking, is SB best to leave for her game? And she's realizing not necessarily. Why couldn't you have realized this a little bit before, Claire? So Dolores says that leverage would work only if she knew that she was a casualty of the cookout. Don't you think? I would like to see a little gameplay and see how they think on their feet. I know, and I'm hoping that the gameplay will happen next week, just because of the fact that we know the following week is going to be whatever that 2-hour episode that everybody's speculating is going to be a triple eviction. And it's going to be at the one time where I really want to see gameplay for the full week.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need to see gameplay for this week or the week before or the week before. Like, I really want to see what happens from 6 to 5 to 4. And I don't want it all to be taken out in one fell swoop. I'll be very irritated. Or 7, 6 to 5.
What I do love about this week, though, is that some people are playing from 6 to 5 to 4 right now. There's been a lot of conversations.
But I'm saying, though, I don't want it to be in one episode. I want to see people trying to save themselves. Like, when they cannibalize, I want to see, like, okay, so say Tiffany and Oz are on the block. Like, what happens? What kind of deals are being made? Who's trying to keep who? Who's, planning? I just want to see all that. I don't want to be like, oh, well, she's on the block. Let's just take her out. And, like, just don't really have a fighting chance to save. Whether she still goes or not, I want to see that whole week of them fighting to be there. I do.
There's been a lot of seeds planted this week, though, especially with Tiffany and Hannah, really trying to put X and Xavier battling, bumping heads, targeting one another at 6. But their plan is to take out Big D at 6 so that nobody can drag him to the final 2, which I think is kind of smart.
Dolores says she thinks that it's ironic that Sarah Beth knows what Brittany felt like. And so just to your point though, so what is being proposed right now, which I like, is the order is Derek F, Kyland, Xavier is the order that the 3 cookout women would ideally like to take people out. So
But Tiffany went to Kylan this morning, and they've been talking, and they're saying Derek, Xavier, Azza, and then she said she will take Kylan to final 2. And Kylan's like, thank God, he feels so much better. Perfect. Leaves directly to camera. No, 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 no. I will take Kylan to final 3. Like, that can happen, but I'm taking Hannah to final 2. So Tiffany wants what Hannah wants. Hannah wants to be set up in a final 3 where she can either win her way to the end against Azza and Tiffany, or be taken by Xavier or Tiffany, or win herself.
Which I'm happy about these 2 plans. I just hope that one of the 2 of them win though at 6 to be able to enact that. Yep. So we'll see what actually happens. But I like both of those plans. Like both of those versions means that Tiffany and Hannah will most likely be final 2. I also love it for the fact, like about a month ago, maybe even more, they had that conversation. Like, wouldn't that be epic to have a Black final 2 women? Like it's never happened. It probably will never happen again. And that would be conclusively epic. Has there ever even been 2 women final 2?
Oh yeah, there's been quite a few.
Okay, so June and
Allison, Danielle and Lisa.
Oh, right, yeah.
Jordan and Natalie. Rachel.
Who's Natalie again?
Natalie, long brown hair. She cried when who went home and it made her cry? Mr. Spectacular.
Jesse.
When Jesse
I don't remember who she is right now.
She has long, dark brown hair, really mousy. She was the runner-up to Jordan, and then Portia and Rachel.
I mean, I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I remember Portia and Rachel now, but
that was a while.
It's been what, 10 years,
10
11,
seasons,
10 seasons, yeah. So we're due to have 2 women up there. Would be very amazing to see, and 2 Black women. We've never even seen a Black winner yet, with female winner, male, either. So yeah, I think that would be epic. I would love to see the season end that way. If this is what's going on, I think it would be pretty amazing. I said that one already. Okay, Jojo, that was hilarious on the feeds. No. Tiffany is a pretty great on the feeds, not gonna lie. Hi, Lorenzo. The men of the cookout can't be dumb enough to not see what Tiff is doing.
I mean, maybe they can be. Their egos are really not doing them justice.
Well, I think Kylan wants to hear from somebody that they want to be sitting with him at the final 2, because he probably can sense that him campaigning for Sarah Beth, or for him to leave this week, put him in a weird position with the people in the cookout. And so, like, whether they say it or not, like, oh, you're next on the chopping block, I'm sure he's feeling the resistance and the pushback from these people. So I think that it might have just given him a sense of security that he's been missing. And so that's probably why he's agreeing to this right now. And I don't think that he has a really good working relationship with Xavier, but I think that Big D will also take him to the final 2. So I think that he's just trying to set himself up with as many people as possible that would take him to the final 2, and that also would take out his biggest competition male-wise, which would be Xavier.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh.
Oh, has a Black woman made final 2 since Danielle Reyes? I don't think so.
I think Natalie against Jordan, I think she was biracial. Maybe. I'm pretty sure she was.
I mean, if we have to question this, then we'll say she doesn't identify necessarily as Black. Like,
I don't.
Maybe ethnic or exotic. I don't remember her, so I can't really put my judgment
I'm gonna look her up for you so you can see her.
Thank you. But yeah, I can't think of anybody else. Most people, Black women, barely even make jury. So, oh, I would consider her to be biracial. Yeah, she would be. She's
Natalie.
probably half black. I remember her now.
Yep. Natalie.
Never underestimate a man's ability to be dumb.
Whitney.
Yes, Whitney.
Gorgeous hair, Whitney. Gorgeous.
Yes, Whitney. Okay, so let's just conclude this episode because nothing really happened. No. But Big Brother has a surprise for them. So the winner of the veto competition is going to get to see Dear Evan Hansen. Have you seen this musical?
I haven't. I've heard the music. Great musical. What a strange movie for them to choose, though. Like, it's really deep. It's beautiful, but it's a deep movie. And you'd think that they'd try and push a little bit of an action flick or a comedy. Or
I know, and like,
little.
Even after they watched it, like you could see Sarah Beth like looked so sad because like her life in the game is ending, and they're watching a show about a child's life ending, you know, and so. Yeah, it was a strange choice.
I couldn't tell behind her glasses. But...
she looked sad to me. She got sad vibes.
I do feel bad for her.
So they're going to be playing BB High School Hijinks. This is a fun competition. They did it, I believe, on 21. I think it was that they did it. Or was it 22? Was it All Stars? They did something. Oh, it's All Stars because Enzo, I remember playing and he couldn't figure out whatever. Like, he's in the bleacher and he has the ice cream cone and there's no ice cream cone. So it's kind of a fun, like, put them in order competition, each different pictures of the evicted house guests. And I don't know how you could do it quickly. I feel like they all did it as quickly as you can. Like, okay, like, anything that has like nothing on it, so like the cast or like the full paper or the full apple, we're like, okay, put those to the left and then like, you know, kind of suss it out pretty quickly. So I feel like, go ahead.
I think the strategy there though is to not go back and hit it as often as possible. I think that was a really bad idea for Kylan to do, even though his time wasn't that bad. I think like really focusing and just looking at the images and taking a step back and doing it mentally first even. And then going in and switching.
Well, I think the first one was fine. The first, him hitting it the first time was fine. While he was just kind of like taking a look at everything. So it was the second time though that I think lost him the win, basically.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, but being a little bit closer to the win.
Yep.
It's COVID. There are limited movies that are really available to sponsor the show. Okay, you got a point. Yeah. I can think of two more, Tiffany and Hannah. Wait, sorry, what's that from? About underestimating the power of a woman? Yes. Did y'all see that clip in the backyard that caught Whitney and Kylan kissing in the backyard? Big D was a hater and called them out. LOL. No, I've not seen this clip. I'm going to look for it now. Wait, no, I did see this. I sent it to you before, but I feel like she had her thumb on his mouth. It was like one of those kisses. One of those kisses. I've never made out with Kylan, and I would not make out with Kylan unless he wins the money.
I think Kylan is so beautiful, even though he complains quite a bit. Have you heard?
Oh wait, I was on the live feed updates. Was it yesterday? What day is it today? Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. And I'd heard about them. I hadn't gone into the feed yet. And hilarious. So Taryn was just telling me about some of like his complaints and that Kylan is basically a Karen. And he just complains about everything on Twitter.
Free shit.
Which is hilarious.
They're like, so good.
I need to go through it, actually. That's what I think I'm going to do. Maybe I'll do... Would you want to do an extra broadcast and we'll go through Kylan's tweets?
Yes, okay. Gladly.
Maybe on the weekend we can do something like that.
Perfect.
Oh my God, it's so hilarious. Oh, it was posted today. Okay, so I feel like I know what you're talking about. I only saw a picture of it. I didn't see a video. So let's take a look. Oh, and you're saying no, not that one. Okay, I want to see it then. If you find me on Instagram or Twitter, Reality Realness, you can find me. 3 S's. On Twitter, though, there's not the second E. It's very annoying. There's not enough character space. Hate that. So they all do it, and at the end, the order is they're all pretty close together. I was very surprised that Xavier did so poorly,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna go in the order that they went. So Claire went first; she got 6:27 her time.
Yep.
Kylan went second; he got 5:25. Alyssa went third; she got 8:14. Xavier got fourth; he got 8:29. Hannah fifth, 4:59. And SB, who thought that she may have won it because she was fast, got 5:22. So 23 seconds separated her and Hannah, which is very frustrating when you're Sarah Beth and you're on the block and you need to win to stay, most likely.
And Hannah's the one to win it.
Yeah.
Though
Hannah.
Sarah Beth has gone on records. She said if Hannah makes final two, she thinks she played the best game.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's impressive.
Okay, Sarah Beth.
I mean, I feel like Tiffany would be able to sell her on her game, being like,
oh yeah,
I really did everything in this game so far. The cookout wouldn't have existed without me, really, because I think she brought it up. I think she made the name. She's like, it's all about a head nod. She was the one that had the whole like everybody has their parachute, and you go up on the block with them. We vote out the other person. Like that was all Tiffany.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
Hannah can't take any credit for that, other than being a loyal soldier.
Yeah.
So Hannah wins. They all go, and well, she chooses for the 3 nominees to go and watch Dear Evan Hansen. I thought that was nice of her to choose them, even though it's a very sad. I haven't seen it myself, and that's something. Once we are out of like lockdown and everybody's like vaxxed up and all that stuff, I'm going with my best friend Anna. She's like, I'm taking you to New York because you've never been to New York as an adult, and I am gonna go on a freaking Broadway tour. Like I want to see everything on Broadway. I want to see a matinee and a night show every day for like a month or however many like shows I could see. I just like I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Most people have been saying to me like, "Oh, if you went to New York, you just moved there," which is my vibe. I went to Montreal for a visit and I just stayed for 8 years, so I could see myself doing that.
I'm staying. Bye.
But I really like I need some New York in my life and I need some Broadway in my life. I do. So
you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually gonna make because Anna was telling me when I last saw her, like we should do this in the new year, like for spring, because then all the what's that flower that we love? Cherry blossoms are out and it smells like cherry blossoms in the rain, which is my favorite smell. So we're planning for that, but like I wouldn't mind going earlier. So, anyways, I don't know if I'll see Dear Evan Hansen though. I'm sorry, guys. It's just I don't know if I want to cry.
You're gonna cry seeing a show for sure.
I know. I mean, I'll cry. I already cry no matter what. So knowing that I'm gonna go in crying like hysterically.
Yeah. Bring your Kleenex. Get ready.
Maybe just go with like no makeup on.
Yeah.
So Hannah loved the musical, the movie musical. She gives it a 10 out of 10. And that's pretty much it for that segment. Then lastly, we see Kylan having a bright idea and wanting to actually save Sarah Beth. By now, he's going to try to get himself off the block. And he knows that he's safe. So that's why he's choosing to even approach this, because it's like, well, I know that they're not going to vote me out. So I can go and really be very sketchy. Like, why would she use it on you? Anyways, I thought it was a bad move.
Really pissed them off though. Like to the point where people were saying like, why don't we just take out Kylan? Why don't we just do this then? Like if he's trying to mess this up so bad, Ty complains. Yeah, good old hashtag. It is a good hashtag.
So do we think that Tiffany will actually get all the credit she deserves for the work she's done? A lot of it has been invisible. In the final two, though, that's what her job is going to be laying it all out. The only thing that I'm concerned of, and this is from past experience with juries, is them you taking away them thinking that they made decisions on their own. So being like, I was the one that made you do
Yeah.
this and I did that. Like she has to be very careful with not rubbing people the wrong way with explaining how she was the one that came up with these ideas. So she's gonna have to use her tippy toes
Yeah.
like
But I
to
have
really maneuver that. But I do think that she will be able to explain it.
I have full faith that Tiffany can go into a final two and list without making it unappeasing to the jury.
Yeah, it's definitely a fine line though, but I think that she's probably working on that speech from day one.
Yeah.
She's, I have pretty much watched everything, but I don't understand why Big D claims the cookout was his idea. Did I miss something? I don't know. Like, so we'll have to maybe look again at that time when they're all in the kitchen. I don't know who said what first, or if he just said "yep," or like I don't. I'm gonna have to relook at that. I don't know. It was like episode 2. Like,
Yeah, I think he literally said something like, "Yeah, we all need to stick out," or "You're right, we need to stick out for each other," whatever it was. But it was definitely a more organic. Like there were a couple of the alliance members around, and they were all in on it, and common sense at the same time.
mm-hmm.
I think what really solidified the cookout was Tiff's plan.
The live feeders will never understand how awesome Tiffany has been. No, the live feeders will understand. It's the casual fans that have no idea what she's been doing.
So
Like,
they've really been pushing her narrative lately, which I like. I like that they're showing a little bit more of Tiffany's game.
I think they had to once she got the $100. Like, oh wait, no, they like her. Okay, no, we should show her more now.
Yeah. Once Derek left, they're like, all right, let's move on to Tiff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's because Derek X was so popular that like she was pushing for him to stay, and that's probably one of the reasons why they started liking her again. And so they're like, oh wait, we want to focus on the people that are giving her the votes and the money. So I think that's why too. My bad. Yes, casual watchers. Exactly, those casuals. They definitely don't know because I have people like being like, oh, like she hasn't done anything. They kind of like side with Big D. I'm like, what? She's done everything, everything. So Claire tells Tiffany about how Kyland is wanting to have the veto used on him, and Tiffany gets pissed. Kyland also talks to Hannah, and he wants to like be taken off the block so he can give Sarah Beth a sympathy vote. And it's just kind of like, no. Tiffany's like, no, you said that you wanted me to put you up next to Sarah Beth so that you would not have to feel bad about her going home and that it would just be the inevitable. Like you said, you were okay with this. This is the plan. We're not going against the plan now. And it pisses everybody off. And I don't know why he's not seeing that you shouldn't be, you have to let her go in this situation. Like you have to.
Even Derek was pissed. And if Derek is pissed at Kai, you know you're doing something wrong in the game.
I agree with you, Natalie. Everything that Derek F says is such an eye roll to me too, because it's just he thinks he's playing such a like masterful game, and I'm like, you literally lucked yourself out into the strongest alliance probably in Big Brother history, and they are dragging you to Final 6, and they're probably going to drag you to Final 2 because of the fact that they all know that no matter what, they will win against you. So that's why I'm happy that they want to take him out, because I hate when the goats get to the end. I want at least 2 people that might split the vote, like make it really interesting, that really work to get to the end. So sorry, Azza, I don't want you sitting in Final 2 either. I want it to be any of the 4 people I'll be most happy with, like Kyland, Xavier, Tiffany, and Hannah. Obviously, Tiffany and Hannah more. But those 4 out of the cookout, I think, deserve to be sitting in those final 2 seats. They played the most game. I don't want to see anybody dragged to the end to win, especially after we've had to watch them steamroll the house. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Please give us what we want. We want good TV. Please. I think Kyland's ego is just so big he can't see that other people's are just as capable of maneuvering and changing decisions as he is. Yeah, he's definitely does not see other people's like abilities in the game and how they perceive him. Taryn was talking about the fact that he thinks he might be a little bit jealous of Xavier and about how Xavier really is pretty cool, calm, and collected, and he has people using the veto on him and whatnot. And so he doesn't understand why Xavier has more social like capital than he does. And so I think he recognizes it, but he thinks that he should have the respect and the loyalty of all these people, even though he actually doesn't completely, especially not now.
Yeah.
So did they give them a love seat for
Yes.
okay, because I was like, oh, it's not 3 chairs, it's a little love seat, and Sarah Beth just looks squished between the 2 guys, just squished in there. When Hannah decides to use the power of veto not on Kylan, but on Xavier, which I think was smart. It allowed her to build some social capital with Xavier and maybe Alyssa for taking him off the block, which I think was a good idea.
Have you heard about Alyssa's chat with Hannah?
I don't remember.
So she has proposed that Kai is the next week's target, that they do a trio with her and Xavier and Hannah, and they bring Tiffany in as a 4th once Claire is gone. They hit Final 4, they hit Final 3, and Alyssa said, there's no way I'm bringing Xavier to Final 2.
Okay.
She said, no way,
Hannah's
Jose.
set up most likely for Final 2 with Melissa as well.
Everybody.
Good.
Anybody.
She should be. That's what you need to do at this point. So Hannah calls Sketch B Sarah B, and I was like, oh, brutal. And that's pretty much it for the episode. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we say sayonara?
I don't think so, no. Oh, there was a fire in the house, I guess, in the kitchen. They had to like put down feeds for a bunch of hours.
Oh, that's why there's no feeds yesterday. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, I was good because I could go to sleep, but I was just like, didn't know what was going on. So according to Showbiz Cheat Sheet, Tiffany was talking to Derek F about forming an alliance with other Black people and Xavier. See, that's what I thought. Oh, and Xavier walked into the kitchen. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was maybe there like when it was first spoken of, but I don't believe that it was his idea. Kai will be even more jealous of Xavier when he learns that he is a lawyer. It's true. It's true.
To have him on speed dial for all of his complaints.
Ooh, that's true. Maybe that's going to be good. Well, it's been a pleasure, Jojo, talking with you today, and everybody here in the chat. Bean, Dolores, Whitney, Lorenzo, Natalie, Dolores. If I didn't say Dolores already, did I get everybody? I hope
Whitney,
so. Whitney, if I didn't get you already, Sam. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Obviously, we love chatting with you all things. Oh, and Sophie, Reality TV. If you want to catch me in about 45 minutes or so, I'll be doing the challenge recap on episode 4 after I finish watching it. Jojo, what do you have going on that you want to share with the people?
I'm working on a Canadian folk musical right now called Something to Sing About. It'll be streaming on Facebook in September. I'll send you a link. You go to watch. So that's it. That's why I can't do tomorrow. I have rehearsals tomorrow night.
Isn't that amazing? Well,
it is nice.
Congratulations on that. Definitely give me the link. Yeah. And you guys know the drill here. Please subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. We're just trying to build a community of people that love talking about reality TV. Like this video if you're seeing it after the live broadcast, and leave a comment as to whether or not you think that Claire has a chance in hell to make it past next week. Let me know what you guys think. Is she gonna win some power? Please, let's see. Please. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.